Good morning, this is Angela with Parkrose Permaculture. Yet another frosty April morning in Portland, Oregon. It's first thing in the morning and I just let the ducks and chickens out and I am doing my usual morning check of the garden. What does that consist of and why do I do it? Well, first of all, I enjoy my garden. I like being out in it. Second of all, I feel like the more I am going around interacting with my plants, keeping tabs on them, checking on them daily, I can catch issues that creep up when they are still small. It's the same principle of how I want to get on top of pulling out any weeds when they are very small. Also love being out here because I can hear all of the bird song in the morning. So down here in this part of the orchard, I just walk through and give every tree kind of a little once over, see how she's doing. This is my Medlar tree, and you can see medlars leaf out before they flower, and they have a really nice velvety texture to the back of the leaf, and they will eventually open up and be a big, kind of unusual tropical looking leaf, and then they will flower. And this tree's in the rose family. I always just go around and check it for aphids, but also for wind damage, breakage, because sometimes it is windy early in the year. She's looking good right now. As I step through, the next plant that I see is my Suckle Pear, which I absolutely love. And you can see she is just thinking about flowering. And pears do get leaves emerging on the ends of the branches at the same time they begin to flower. Check out this one. This time of year, it's really easy to see that pears are spur bearers, and you can look and see where those spurs are. And pears don't create spurs as easily, so you want to be really careful that you aren't pruning those off when you prune. My Gummy Berry here is really in just ridiculous blossom. These tiny little flowers are attractive to hummingbirds as well as insects. The fruit is edible. This plant is a nitrogen fixer. And it blooms super early and for a long period of time. Lots and lots of chickadees in my yard this morning. I love chickadees. So this is a great nectary plant for a lot of creatures, but it also produces an edible food crop that is also good for chicken feed. And fixes nitrogen. So that's one of the reasons I keep it around. But I always do want to check. It's very thorny. It tends to grow rapidly, as most nitrogen fixers do. And I always want to keep it out of, this is supposed to be a path here, but you can see it grows very large. So I just keep an eye on it. Do I still have room to get through here? Checking back here on my Damson Plum. This is a Shropshire Damson. It's been looking great, been checking on it. We had a couple of real frosty nights and all of my plum trees still look like they're doing great. Haven't noticed any blossom drop on them. Now this is a sheltered area. You can see the roof of the shed is still all frosty. So in permaculture, the principle of observe and interact is such an important one. And even if we're just taking a few moments at the beginning of the day or in our evening and we're coming through and we're observing what's happening with our plants, we can get ahead of problems. And we also can see patterns. In permaculture, we say design from patterns to details. And when you're out every day in the garden, you are much more able to see the succession in the garden, the flow of the year, and observe those gradual changes, because plants make changes gradually. So observe those gradual changes as they happen little by little, and then see the continuation, see the journey of the garden throughout the year, and therefore be better suited to step in and contribute or make a change at an appropriate time, right? So not only are we getting ahead of problems, we're catching them when they're small, but we're also learning about the patterns of the year so that we can more efficiently design. So I have contractors here because the whole front of my house is torn up. So I need to go in and make sure they don't need anything. But I will be back tomorrow. Hope you all are enjoying your spring weather wherever you are. Whether it's frosty like it is here, or you've still got snow, or you got your tomato plants in already. Take time to observe your garden. It'll make you a better gardener, more connected with your landscape. It'll make gardening a more enjoyable and fulfilling experience.